Moya light, Moya bright. Welcome back to Moya podcast. Thank you so much for all the support you guys are giving us. We definitely see you. We see the numbers are getting a little bit fat. Thank you so much. The subscriptions, we see you, but more especially, we love the members. Thank you for joining and contributing your monthly fees. And thank you for watching the adverts, guys. The adverts are actually going a long way. So thank you for watching the full advert. I have to admit, guys, with today's guest, I was like, sometimes I'm scared of the witches that I invite to Moya because it's a bit intense. It's a bit intense. And I've got Mkhulu Kganya who works with mirrors. So this is definitely one of those episodes. Call your family, call your friends, send the link. I think we all want to talk about this mirror work. What is it? How, let's just find people with the gifts who will like unpack to us that which we do not see. Mkhulu Kganya, thank you so much for agreeing to come to the podcast.
Emakosini Gogo, thank you so much for having me. Just to reintroduce myself, my name is Mkhulu Kganya, Gift Sibilwani. I'm a traditional healer, a seer. I always refer to myself as a rare breed from my ancestors. So that's pretty much me. I am gifted with a gift of Spili, mirror on the wall. It's not the actual mirror in a way. it is
Oh,
it is a reflection of what is happening around your life where your eyes don't see. So basically, this is where it's a gift whereby I'm guided by ancestors to, you also will partner before you come see me to say, hey, I am going for a mirror session. So this is where now I get to connect you with your ancestors to show you on the other side where your eyes don't see. It's a process whereby you will drink an African herb, which is called ingqotho. So basically, I am connected more than anything with that plant, which is where my great grandmother is actually the bearer of the gift. I inherited it from her. So basically, Mira is to show you the enemies, if you have enemies, they will show you. I don't get to choose what you will be shown. Your ancestors will show you what they want you to see. So basically, if there's anyone of witchcraft or anyone doing something bad to you, or you could be smiling with a friend, but behind you they would like backstab you or something like that. Those are the people that are shown. And also, if witchcraft is performed on you, that's where the things are shown. If there's anyone in your yard, I get what, but sometimes people they dig things in the yard, to witchcraft you. This is where they show you exactly where Muriano O has been digged, like everything exactly. But that also goes according to how they decide to show you. But pretty much at the end of the session, there will be a direction of exactly what's going on.
so maybe take us right to the beginning, like when you were young, how you discovered your gifts, how did you grow up, who did you, because you talked about your grandmother, so I'm sure there's a relationship there. So can you give us?
How I grew up a different child, if I were to say. Everyone has a story of being a different child. But to emphasize on mine, I've always seen life in a different perspective of, there's so much that's going on around in the world, and there's so much that you can achieve as a person. I've always been ambitious. I've always thought there is another world behind the world where we live in. This is how my mind has always, thought, if I were to say. My great grandmother was known as the greatest healer in the village back in their time. So,
Which village is this?
this is in Kosebukeng.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was known as a person o e leng hore o sebetsa ka Spili. And then she would even see you before you even enter the gate. So when I started discovering myself, I used to see awkward things. Like, I would look at you, but I don't see you alone. I see you with the gang that you with. And they would demand to, for me to connect you with them. But that was scary.
Yeah.
you
So
know
how old are you when this is happening?
I was probably 19, if I were to
Okay.
say. These things
Okay.
were happening, and then it went quiet for some time till I was now 29, and I was at the peak of my career,
So
having.
Bonabatu.
Yes. I was at the peak of my career working in a casino industry with a good a position, but then earning quite a lot of money, and I just had to quit because I could not take it anymore because of being overwhelmed by seeing all of these things that I see constantly. So that's when I discovered that this is not where I belong. I just need to be quiet to understand myself. And this is where the journey began. I used to be so overwhelmed, even feeling sometimes that, I wonder what is it like uh, to not live, you know, thinking up to that extent. And till I decided to quit. I don't have a salary. I don't have a plan. I do not have. I've got a bond I must pay. I've got cars I must pay, but I don't have a plan. This is where now I went through the most. I went through an awakening. My cars got repossessed. A lot of things just went by. Lockdown also catched up with me. Everything just went AO. This is where now I discovered that there's something in me that is waking. I wasn't even sure what was it. I wasn't even sure that it was going to lead me to this path. But eventually I started consulting to go, find out about myself. But no one could actually consult me. So, going into a consultation and walking out empty as it is, till I actually realized that I had to find myself by myself. When you now being guided, when you now start listening to the calling of exactly where is it taking you. And I met someone that was brought into my life to come and, guide me in a way, Gogo Morin, shout out to her, my mom Morin. So, you know, not understanding and seeing these things in the dreams, and when you're being guided to say whatever the dream says you must do, start doing it. I would dream being sent to a mountain, going to the mountain, seeing these plants that I've been shown in the dreams. What do? They will also come back again to show me this is how it works. This is till I started practicing. And yeah, here we are now.
So what were the? Because you did you have so you had a normal childhood. There was nothing.
I had a I was smart, if I were to say. Not book smart, but smart in a way. I felt that education was not the only key, I mean, you walk into a library and there's material everywhere for free that you can read. I was that child that, went to go read by myself to understand. So I guess I've always been about um, finding the true me who makes me who I am. But I don't think I was a normal kid, if I were to say.
Who did you grow up with?
I grew up with, I grew up in my grandmother's house, not the healer, my grandmother, the one that births my mother. And we lived there with my siblings from my aunts from Giloban Halele Banaba. Yes. And then, yeah, pretty much in a family, in a big family, if I were to say. We were all cousins, but we were raised to be brothers,
Yes.
and,
But
sisters.
was it African? Isn't it a Suntu at home, or was it Christianity?
It was many cultures that were explored, if I were to say. One minute we are doing mosebetsi ya badimo constantly, from time to time. And 1 minute one is a Christian, 1 minute one is a is uyakopostolo. So there was just many. I've been to Kereke ya Bazalwane, I've been to Postolo, I've been to Zion Christian Church, not ZCC, Zion Air Skupu, So I've pretty much explored many. It was just that family. I won't say not having direction, but also flowing with the understanding.
So when you say you did all these ones, does that mean that you were a spiritually curious child? Or when are you exploring all these
I
like
to try find. I started at the age of 29. I'm 36 now. I started at the age of 29 when I started losing everything. Remember I mentioned that my cars were repossessed, everything was gone. That's where now I was humbled to like spend time with myself, because I was just everywhere, I had many friends, I would travel all over, and my job just, I was young, I guess it was my peak, but I was known that gift that you can't find in any, he's everywhere in a way. So I was humbled till everyone was gone in my life, till I did not have means to live the life that I lived, till now people that benefited something from my life were no longer there because there's nothing to benefit anymore. So that's where I was humbled to now sit down with myself, meeting strangers saying, hey, when you need to accept your calling, you need to accept your calling, till I eventually was curious to check on the internet, to say, how do we accept callings? How do we do this and that? And also seeing in dreams, but not understanding, till, one day I took candles when I just decided, let me just be curious. Let me follow what they say they're following. And as soon as I get on that journey, now this is where my ancestors got too active, where now things that I was seeing, or people that I would see with you now aligning, starting to now understand what is it that they want me to do for them. You understand? In terms of like aligning you as a person, you understand? They would now, come in and speak to me. I would now surrender into it till I now started speaking to people. When people are like, Marwena, every time I speak to you, something happens in my life. I never, I always get direction. I'm like, okay, I don't know what is it. Marwena maro ongaka wena. I had this other friend of mine, may her soul rest in peace, Pinky. She was a healer, but she was also a human being. I was transitioning from being a human being to a healer. So she made it easy at some point. We are friends and we are having fun. At the same time, light your candles, do this and that, do this and that, practice, practice. Till one day I dreamed, dreaming a queue of people coming in. Okay, a queue of people coming in. This was about 4 years ago, to be exact. Then this is when I was guided, but I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. How do I now? Aginandomba. How do I now heal? Till one day I was shown in the dream everything. Okay, this is the setup. This is how you need to do it. And then I opened myself up online, to open a TikTok account. That's when now I started talking to people, had a live show of my own where I taught about spirituality. This is where now people started having interest to come see me. So, and this one time, the dream appeared, and it was my ancestors all smiling as if like it's a celebration. You know, this is where now I started. Let me open up for people and see what's going to go on. That's when I started. Consultation is this much. Then people started coming in.
Wow.
People just started flocking in. People are still coming in even today.
Tell us about your gift and your experience in the gift, because I mean, for you to say that you see things that we don't see, you know.
Um, it's such a precious gift, if I were to say. Having to have lived without it before, which I think it's human, and having to live with it right now and realize that I'm different. Um, it's it sometimes scares me as well to say, how come am I able to, connect with the other side? Besides the mirror being my specialty in my gift, how you see in the mirror is how I see in reality. So it's like it connects in a way that I help you see with your third eye. So there's a glance, if you know what I mean, the third eye, where your third eye is. So that's how you actually see in the mirror. So I'm able to see the things that you see, and I'm able to guide you to say, this is how you can actually go about it. Because it's not a thing of you going in wanting to see what you see, what you want to see. You go in wanting to see what ancestors want to show you.
Are you able to give me a practical example?
I've had people where, someone came in and, well, they come in every day with different stories. But I'll just give you a practical example where someone was seeing the mother bewitching her. So the mother always comes to the house and was atwele, and this lady constantly, saw him and she wasn't okay. There's some spirits in the house roaming around. What's going on? And when she saw in the mirror, they actually showed her that her mother came through and poured some stuff in the yard. Like she had came through for the night, and then they were showing her "Antsa loya ka mantle, athela meriana, athela meriane." And then she saw all of that. But the mother has always been that person that they never got along. It's family drama.
Yeah.
In a way. When you then get along with your mother, not understand, or why does my mother hate me so much? So I've had many people that came with such, and they would see exactly what their mothers do behind their backs. Up to an extent of even some seeing your boyfriend or your girlfriend cheating on you, seeing them with the person that they are cheating with.
When you say see, where do you see it?
Remember I spoke about the herb that you drink.
Yes.
To put you in a trance.
Yes.
And then when you are in the trance, this is where now you get to connect with ancestors to see with your third eye. I don't get to tell you who is bewitching you. You get to see it yourself.
So are you saying it's like an experience, like, say I'm walking in a park and you are next to me, and then you can see everything that I'm seeing? Is that what you're saying? So if I can see that, or where do I see it? Because we say it's not the physical.
It's not the actual
field.
mirror.
Yeah.
So where you see it,
yes.
we get into a consultation room. This is where now you will be, with me, and then we get to it's unexplainable.
Yeah,
Drinking this
it's
thing,
a preparation,
yes,
and it's
drinking,
sacred.
yeah. No, besides it being, it's not a sacred thing.
Okay.
It's. I'm just going to say it as it is. I mean, people, want to find themselves also. It's a journey. I put you on a journey in spirit.
It's like a drug.
You can't call it a drug.
But
it's a herb.
Yes,
yeah.
But it makes you
it makes you drowsy. And then when you are in the process of the drowsiness, this is where now you get to see. and they will show you what they want to show you. I'm sure people that have been to me, they can also attest.
What? That's what I'm trying to understand, because I'm trying to see where. So, okay, fine. So how long does this whole process take?
It can take up to 3, 4, even sometimes 5 hours, but you won't see the time. You will literally feel as if you've been there in 30 minutes because you are in trance.
So in a day, how many clients would you then see then? Because is this what you do for all your clients?
Yes. Well, not all. I do consultations as well. You know,
Okay.
some people don't want the mirror, they want a consultation. So I
Okay.
do face-to-face consultations. I do online consultations. So my normal schedule on the day, I would do about 4 to 5 mirrors a day, and depending on also times, and then I would do like about 4 consultations a day. So a day we're looking at seeing about 10 to 11 people a day, but the mirrors take much time.
Have you ever had like a bad experience with someone?
Well, I wouldn't call it bad. Um, I wouldn't call it bad. There's some people that, come to test you, to test if you really, you know what I mean?
I know what
And
you mean.
then
Yes, because it's hard to believe.
absolutely, and
Yeah,
it would be unbelievable to them. I'm talking about 1 out of 100 people,
Yes.
and they would feel that like I had someone said I was projecting inside the room. I had downloaded those things from his phone and then showing them to him. Like, how do I show you what's downloaded in your phone in the third eye? So yeah, pretty much. There's many questions about it, but how I would always, if people want to know more about it, I would advise them to visit my TikTok page, because this is where I speak more about it, and this is where I get a lot of people commenting. Also, people that have been through the journey also commenting about their experiences. I also have a WhatsApp channel where I post daily testimonies. So this is where now people get to read about other people's experiences before they get to go on the journey. I've also had prominent people, people, members of parliament, but I won't take it that far to name names, because it's a, to show that
Dr. Client privilege.
absolutely,
Privacy.
every healer is unique. I believe I'm also unique in my own way. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
The thing is that it's a crazy thing to imagine. I want to know, how do you prepare people for some of the trauma that they're going to be confronted with, obviously, because
During the session, I am with you to guide you through, to say, okay, look, when you see this, don't be scared. Just this is how you would approach it. Khuluma naye. I guide you through till you become comfortable, and till you understand, you know, the gist of how it goes. You are in a trance. So you are like being in that trance, but there you are aware of the things that they show you. So they go up to an extent of even somebody that's confused angayazi ukuthi uyathwasa or not. They go up to an extent of actually showing them exactly how they should approach the journey. So I've had also amathwasana athwasile through the mirror.
this is wild. How do you detach yourself? Because, as a healer, it's hard because you pick up energies
Absolutely.
and, then you've got all these characters hanging onto you and stuff. So what's your process then to...
I obviously have to take a break, Ketla. I have to undergo cleansings. I have to undergo meditation. I have to be by myself. to understand myself furthermore, because I'm still on a journey of self-discovery. I'm still learning my abilities, because I believe I've got more than just what I do. Just to throw one, I'm also a journalist for Now in SA publication, news publication by Tangi Sokomani. You know, those are the things, other things that I do. I write on a daily, you know, I write news articles, and there's other
you
things.
do detach
Yeah,
from the Mkhulu.
from the Mkhulu, and also be in reality, and also grow myself, you know, as a person. I'm also studying at the moment with my partner, so Mr. Daniel Mguni. So we are more also into business. You know, it's not only the mirror that I do. I'm also in construction. I also have a company. I'm a director with this company called TSI Communication, which is they manufacture underground telecommunication systems and
so it's not just
mining
about the
robust.
spirituality.
No.
Because a lot of people always get confused about like healers nezango maguti. Okay, so are you one of us, or like how does it work? Because I don't think people realize that there's the human
Absolutely.
and then there's the gift.
I mean, I don't want to be a doctor by healing. I want to be a doctor by paper, and I'm on a journey on that. So I don't want to be. I want, when somebody faces me, I must also know my story, because I don't want to say I'm an intellect, but I believe I'm on that journey of finding more about myself that I can do as a human being.
Okay, I think, mainly we just wanted to hear about this form of healing called. Do some people use Spili, or why is it called Spili?
It's not called Spili as per such. Well, it's called Spili. I would say it's a mirror reflection of where you don't see. They either show you the past, present, and or the future. They could show you a contract of some sort. And then jiggy jiggy, a week later, you receive that contract and ask yourself, was this is the exact contract I saw in the mirror? So they show positive things. They don't just show negative things. If there's someone that does not, that goes behind your back, they will show the expressions just so you see how people feel about you. Sometimes you as a person, you are being able to show these things in the dreams. Some people don't need a mirror, actually. They do see through dreams. So how you see in the dream, being sleeping, that's how you see in the mirror, but being conscious.
I see what you mean now.
Yes.
And then, because I'm trying to, some people will view this as witchcraft. So, what are your thoughts on that? What is witchcraft? And what's the difference between the natural sciences and manipulating and witchcraft?
My gift is about exposing witchcraft in your life. So basically, I pray. I'm a man of God. I preach. I'm a man of God. I am a spiritual teacher. I have taught many that can also attest on the show. Witchcraft, on the other side, is the force that pulls you not to realize your journey, or rather to destruct your journey, or rather to kill your journey. Some people use witchcraft to, I wouldn't even say it's a gift. You know, you can't want to not see another person succeed. And that's all about witchcraft. You can't want to not see another person happy in a relationship. That's all about witchcraft. So, inhliziyo nayo, a heart on its own, is witchcraft. You know, if somebody wishes you bad, you know, motho ha o tshware ka pelo, that's witchcraft. Some people go up to that extent, and some people are evil in that way. So, witchcraft is not associated with my gift.
Are you saying that good and evil coexist, ne?
Absolutely. True.
Therefore, there are evil people.
True story. Every single day, I see it daily. I get to experience it daily. You know, people don't sleep. Witchcraft does not sleep.
What do you mean?
People
What are people doing?
People do stuff at night. Like people witchcraft. But to buy dintho, like in your yard, while you're sleeping at 3, another person is busy in your yard doing some things. But to ba khasa, but to batia metlhala ya lona, ntso shebile. Witchcraft is real. And not only to us African people.
It's just a real thing.
It's just a real thing. Yeah.
So what do you think of this thing where they're associated with us healers? Especially African healers.
Absolutely. As African healers, we bear the wisdom from our ancestors. And as truth as how you can know yourself is how you will always take yourself out of anything that would come to attack and not even care what people say about who you are. You know who you are and you know where you're destined. You know you're divine. You know the connection that lives in you. You are in a relationship with that connection. Some are still trying to find that connection, that divine power that makes you who you exactly are. And us as healers, I'm not. Everyone will have their own opinion, you know. But I am not also a person to discriminate other people that performs whatever that they perform, whether you're Christian, it doesn't matter what you are. You are connected with your divine power. So I don't believe in judging to say, manke mozalwane, manke eng, no one who's right and who's wrong. The connection is in you, and the connection with understanding your ancestors is what is important more than how other people feel about it.
Have you ever seen like things that have really shocked even you?
I see it on a daily. I see it on a daily. I see it on a daily. Not only the mirror I perform, I do house cleansings and stuff like that. I would actually be in your yard and be able to see Moya that are roaming around, especially people that would have, see shadows constantly in the house, see things, have bad dreams, have not knowing if you're, people experience stuff that is associated with witchcraft. So I do see these things and I'm able to, cleanse exactly where where the energy is bad. It's all about energy.
How do you feel about the judgments? Because you often hear comments like, yeah, I don't really believe in these things. Or those comments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One thing I can say to that person is that it's always good to not only pray. Modimo o thusa motho o ithusang. You can't just sit, abantu bageza ngemithi out here, to protect themselves. Muti is not only uktagata, and muti is to cleanse the energy, to revive the spirit and to cleanse your aura. Just so when bad energies or anything does not get access to you. Because the minute you get these bad energies, they are the ones that would now distract your focus. And remember, once you don't focus, you are delaying yourself. And you have to keep up with time.
So there are bad things and there are ways to block
Absolutely.
access to your spiritual entity.
Absolutely.
And it's important to block your spiritual entity.
It's important to sorry about that.
Look at our studio falling apart. Mm-hmm.
It's important to always be about your aura. It's important to always scan yourself and sit with yourself to understand exactly where you are seated. Am I where I want to be? Am I where on the right path? I mean, this is where now you get to realize if something is wrong. Because sometimes you would find yourself lazy, you don't know what's going on, you're procrastinating, your personality changes, you drink often, I mean, those are the things that should tell you that there's some energy in you that is not connecting. You know, you need to always be on a path of self-discovery. Once you lose sight out of yourself, this is where now the external forces gets access to distract you.
So what are some of the tips? What can we do to protect and cleanse ourselves?
I mean, you know, the simplest method, even if they were to say bath with salt, you know, take efforts, you know, go to multi shops, you know, seek advisors out there, or come see me, and then I will guide you into, you know, a path of having to be yourself and having to always be within yourself.
Okay, so you would say coarse salt is the main one, ne?
Just the basic, if I were to say. But obviously, there's other ways of going extreme with it, just like uqinisa, you know, ngiyaqinisa futhi, like to protect you from evil spirits, to protect you from negative energy and stuff like that. So it's just part of, you know, it's not witchcraft, but to protect yourself so that whoever that tries to hit it must hit them back, and then you must be able to see them. That's basically what I also do.
Thank you so much. That was so interesting. Okay, we've got one question.
I wanted to ask, so you know, like how some people go to different, like I'm just gonna say like different sangomas because I don't know what to say exactly. For what you do, and they can catch different energies if they go to like the wrong person, right?
Absolutely.
Can it be the same for you, like, because I don't know how many of you there are, but can people go to the wrong sort of person who does this work that you do, and then they catch on some wrong energies, or they're shown something that's like false from what you want to make them believe, basically? Can that happen?
I always advise whenever you go see someone to go consult, you need to pasha first and speak to your ancestors to see this is where I am heading. If I am going to a bad energy or something that is not aligned with who I should be or what I should be doing, please don't allow me to, you know, go that path. And hence I always say to even people that comes to me and makes it to me, I would tell them just at the entry to say your ancestors wanted you to be here. It's all about partnering to trust your guides to always guide you into the right path. You as a human being also stop forcing if you see that the energies are not allowing you to go, you know. You go and then it's not allowing you. So you must also wake up and just realize that that thing does not want you to go there. So basically, it's just all about paying attention to signs around you if they are agreeing to where you are getting yourself into. And the minute also you feel that, because there's some people that are not working honest, some people see your power and they use it for themselves. You know, umuntu akutshele ukuthi hamba uyothwasa, you need kumele uze uzothwasa. That time you're not even supposed to, because they can already see through you what you carry. So this is where you need to really be cautious about self.
And have you ever turned anyone back who was not supposed to be there? Or do you just take all of the gigs? Not the gigs, but the gigs. Yeah.
I always say, if you are not meant to come to me, you won't arrive. So if your ancestors don't want you there, you will not arrive. But if they want you there, you will come through. Hence, prior to the session, I do advise on, when somebody books an appointment, to say, these are the steps that you need to take, to say, Pasha, every single day, waiting for your appointment. Ask your ancestors if this is really the journey that you're going to. But the minute you're going to get here and you arrived here, your ancestors have agreed.
Well, but you mentioned that people usually, or what you usually do is reveal witchcraft that's happening to people. So, like, is that like the only thing that you do, or what is like the most of the queries that you sort of get when people come to you? Is it literally mostly because they want to see who's doing something bad to them?
It's not only about the mirror appointments. I would say I get a lot of face-to-face consultations, people wanting to sit with me to connect to the ancestors. And as much as I get also appointments for people coming through for the mirror. So everything just dominates. I am at the water every day, taking someone for a cleansing also. So yeah, it's not only about one specific.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's so interesting and so scary. It still makes me. Do you think that it's right that you should look into your life? Or you should allow it to unfold? What you're not supposed to know, you shouldn't know anyways.
I wouldn't even associate it with being right or even wrong, because it's a must. Find yourself. You need to always be in tune with yourself. The trick comes with understanding a path more than anything. And one should always seek themselves, If you find yourself not understanding where you are, seek guidance. And that's the guidance that I specialize mostly. If you were to wrap around everything that I do, at the end, there must be direction.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Very interesting gift. Hey, guys. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you to everybody who is a member. We appreciate the monthly fees. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you most especially for watching the adverts. We'll see you guys again next time.
Makasini, Gogo.
Enkosi, Kama.